Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. A former Nunavut teacher accused of sexually assaulting his students will be back in court on Monday. Johnny Miko is facing numerous allegations from his time as an elementary school teacher in Sanikiluaq, but his court proceedings have dragged on for more than a decade. Artie Sarkisian explains why.
A former Sanikiluaq teacher is back in court next week. Johnny Miko has been accused of dozens of sexual crimes against minors. He's now up for a trial, his third over the past decade. Most of the accusations go back as far as 1970s, when Miko taught elementary school students in Sanikiluaq. Miko was first arrested in 2012. 5 years later, Chief Justice Neil Sharkey found him guilty of 27 sex crimes. Miko was set to spend 8 years in prison. But in 2021, the Nunavut Court of Appeal overturned the conviction over procedural errors. A new trial began shortly. After 3 weeks of testimony from 11 complainants, Miko was convicted again. During the second trial, Miko said he had a vision from God who told him he would make his accusers vanish. Justice Paul Bychok sentenced him to 29 years. Miko appealed again, and once again, Nunavut Court of Appeal overturned the conviction and ordered a new trial. Both Justices Sharkey and Bychok have since retired from Nunavut Court, but Miko's case is still around. He's now scheduled to appear in court on Monday afternoon to set a date for the new trial. Artie Sarkisian, CBC News, Iqaluit.
In the Northwest Territories, a change in territorial law that will expand the number of victims eligible for emergency protection orders went into effect today. An emergency protection order is a tool used to urgently protect victims of family violence. Before today, there was a narrow scope on who was deemed family. Here to explain the changes and their impact is the CBC's Luke Carroll. So Luke, start by telling me about the changes.
Yeah, so starting today, Megan, those who are in dating relationships as well as caretaker relationships can now access an emergency protection order. So the language in the Act has also been changed to consider stalking, including online, as family violence. So victims of stalking can now access an emergency protection order. Previously, those who could access it had to be spouses or former spouses, or they had to have lived with the person or share a child with the person they were seeking the order against. So a very limited to narrow definition of a family member, Megan.
Okay, can you explain exactly what an emergency protection order is?
Yeah, so it's similar to a restraining order or a peace bond, but it's immediate. So a victim of family violence who is in need of safety right away can go to or call the RCMP to report the violence. They will then get on the phone with a justice of the peace who will hold a court hearing over the phone, and they will rule whether an emergency protection order needs to be issued. If it is issued, it goes into effect as soon as it's served to the person accused of committing the act of violence, and it stays in effect for up to 90 days.
So Luke, why did this change go into effect?
So it's been in the works for a while. It came from a Supreme Court ruling looking at a denied emergency protection order. And these changes involved a lot of consultation with the YWCA-NWT, who is going to be most impacted by this. So they run shelters, help people escaping family violence. And they will be dealing with these changes directly. So I spoke with the executive director of the YWCA-NWT yesterday about what they're expecting with these changes, and was told they're happy about the amendments. It's something, they advocated for.
So we were really happy to see that. But our key concern now is we're going to see a high volume because of the expansion of the family definition, the dating relationship, the caring relationship, and now that stalking is also included.
So Dumbuya Sise explained some of the intricacies of the changes. One was about how good it is that stalking is included, and that there is a civil avenue that's part of this. Stalking victims can take their stalker to civil court, but it's only valid if the person doing the stalking is also in the NWT. You can't qualify for an emergency protection order if they're not in the territory. And when it comes to dating relationships, it needs to have been a long-term dating relationship, and that needs to be proven. It can't just be, one date.
Okay, so the YWCA-NWT says it's happy with these changes. They are expecting more volumes of help needed as a result. Have you heard from other organizations who are also expecting to be impacted by this?
Yeah, so I reached out to the Justice Department and the RCMP, and both acknowledge there's going to be more people accessing this as a result of the expansion. The RCMP says they expect to be able to handle the enforcement here. I also spoke with Shauna Morgan, the MLA for Yellowknife North. She was on the standing committee that looked at these changes, and she had a very nuanced view of them. She said it's good that this legislation has been updated. She thinks more could have been done legislatively for it, especially since they only really get one crack at updating it per assembly. But more critically, she talked about how this legislative change won't be able to solve family violence. And she also raised the issue of housing capacity.
The effectiveness of legislation like this is intimately tied to both our housing capacity and also our police capacity. The police capacity in terms of how well these protection orders can even be enforced in the first place, and many of our communities don't have a continuous police presence. And the housing capacity, given that people need to be able to live in safe places, and also people who are being removed from a home need somewhere safe to go as well.
Again, she says the overall changes are positive, but that the issue is just so much bigger than a change like this.
Okay, thanks for all your work on this, Luke.
Thanks for having me, Megan.
Wildfires are sweeping across the country with almost 900 fires burning. Only Nunavut and PEI are spared. In the Northwest Territories alone, there are 190 fires. The national preparedness level has now hit level 4. That's just one step below international help being called in. Jessica Davy-Quantick finds out how the situation is affecting the NWT.
Canada is on fire. The Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Centre has raised the national preparedness level to 4, meaning multiple areas need equipment and crews from other parts of Canada. There's only one level above it, level 5, where international help is required. So far, the NWT has what it needs.
We're not there yet. We're still able to access the resources we need at this point. Lots of people coming together to protect people here in the Northwest Territories. And, where we're able, we need to surge in resources nationally to help each other out.
Crews from British Columbia have been helping on the fires that spurred the evacuations of Wrigley and Fort Simpson 3 weeks ago. Westwick says there are still aircraft in the territory thanks to the federal aircraft program. Some equipment has left, though. He says the heavy lift helicopters have moved on to help in Ontario. It's been a tough season in the NWT already. Westwick says crews are tired but committed to protecting their communities. This week, Northern Ontario has been swept by apocalyptic skies and harrowing tales of communities fleeing wildfires. But folks on the ground in Wrigley say tackling climate change may do more to thwart out-of-control fires than rhetoric.
This is a trend. Climate change is here, and as we go forward, we see the pattern every year that, fires are getting closer and there's more. It's just that there's so much drought condition, especially in our region, in the Decho. It's really bad for drought these last how many years.
Jessica Davy-Quantick, CBC News, Yellowknife.
The Northwest Territories is seeing some progress when it comes to healthcare staffing. Vacancies for frontline registered nurses have hit a more than 2-year low this summer. That's according to a statement from the Territory's Health and Social Services Authority. However, it also notes that issues still remain in recruiting staff who are willing to relocate permanently to the NWT. That would reduce the current reliance on short-term doctors and travel nurses to keep essential services running. The president of the NWT Medical Association says it's an ongoing issue.
When it comes to local physician staffing, we continue to have significant vacancies, but compared to 2025, there do appear to be more locums available to help cover the gaps in some areas that have previously been at risk of service disruptions, although relying on locum coverage doesn't provide the same buffer as having local staff available does.
Thompson says that community members can assist with recruitment efforts by making short-term medical staff and students feel welcome and appreciated. It's been a hard week for hundreds of workers at a Ekati mine in the NWT. The mine entered receivership this week after it couldn't find a buyer. It's still unclear how many people will lose their jobs. Right now, between 340 and 360 people work at the mine. The CBC's Saloni Bugra spoke with one of the workers who is also a union representative.
It's been extremely devastating and disappointing.
After 10 years of working at Ekati, this worker says the mine's financial struggles have led to an inevitable but devastating end. He says working as a welder for the mine was a privilege.
Honestly, one of the greatest places to hold a job. I'm not the only person to be saying this either.
Here's how he fondly describes the site.
The animals that you get to see, you take it for granted. Not many people have had the opportunities of seeing herds of caribous, packs of wolves, bears strolling along the roads. We've been fortunate enough to see muskox travel into our areas. Very beautiful in a sense. Doing 24 hours, working night shifts through the midnight sun is incredible.
The mine entered receivership this week, and while Villeneuve says he's been told he's staying on until the closure, worries loom for hundreds of workers on what's next.
We've relied on the mine sites to help employ the Northern Indigenous and Northern workers. Where are we going to go from this? I have no idea. We have no plan built.
The government says it's trying to help.
This has been a difficult week for a lot of people, and I think we have to acknowledge that.
The government says support could include skill development, assisting with job searches, and income support. The government says it's waiting for the receiver to have initial conversations with employees on site.
We have existing programs and services and employees who are there to provide those types of employment assistance services to individuals who are interested in availing themselves of them. We're interested for a host of reasons in making sure that folks who live and work in the Northwest Territories continue to do so, and whether I think individual choice and preference is going to play a big role in this, and so we want to work with those individuals wherever possible to just make sure that they're aware of what some of these opportunities are.
For now, there's no detailed plan as companies continue to assess next steps. Saloni Bugra, CBC News, Yellowknife.
As you just heard, Ekati Mine is now in receivership after months of being held afloat by loans from Ottawa. Diavik Diamond Mine also officially shut down earlier this year, so that makes Gahcho Kué the territory's only remaining diamond mine. And one of its owners is expected to delist from the Toronto Stock Exchange soon. Sarah St. Pierre breaks down why that signals financial trouble.
There's only one operating diamond mine left standing in the Northwest Territories, Gahcho Kué. But one expert says one of its co-owners could be in financial trouble. Let me explain. Toronto-based company Mountain Province Diamonds has a 49% stake in Gahcho Kué. They're expected to voluntarily delist from the Toronto Stock Exchange on or about Friday. I reached out for an interview, but they didn't respond to my requests. So what does delisting mean for the company? I spoke with a mining finance expert who has no inside knowledge about that. He said voluntarily delisting is not always a sign of financial distress, but here it's combining with a few factors. The company said in a press release it's looking for a restructuring transaction that could involve going private or consolidating its shares so there's less of them, but they would potentially be worth more. This expert says delisting can give a company privacy while it restructures.
Because you're naked when you're a public listed company. Your financials, because they're audited, right, are real, right? People can use it against you. When you're a private company, it's a lot harder to access this information.
Another sign for him is the fact that Mountain Province Diamonds auditor KPMG resigned. They act as an independent firm that verifies that their financial records are accurate. I reached out to KPMG, but they declined to comment. Da Costa says it's very rare for auditors to resign, but they're also very adverse to risks.
The fact that they're undertaking, MPD's undertaking, a search for a new auditor, especially when they're a publicly listed company, right? That's a serious issue, right? And so these are all signals.
So what does this all mean for Gahcho Kué? Well, it does have another co-owner. Global diamond giant De Beers owns 51% of the mine and operates it. Da Costa says De Beers can most likely provide stability, while Mountain Province Diamonds works out the way forward.
So there's lots to the story that's going to come arise, right? But I think a lot of it's going to be done behind the scenes. And again, I understand. If I was in their shoes, I would take the same approach, right? It's a challenging times these days in the diamond sector.
One thing to keep in mind though, even if De Beers can provide stability, it's also not immune to the effects of the poor diamond market. De Beers made headlines earlier this week when it announced it was pausing operations for 2 years at one of its flagship mines in South Africa, and its parent company Anglo American is also trying to sell De Beers. So, we'll just have to see if it can provide that stability up until 2028, when it expects Gachagua will end production. Sarah Saint-Pierre, CBC News, Yellowknife.
A fire in Arctic Bay, Nunavut, has destroyed building materials meant for a new daycare. The fire started on Thursday evening. You can see burned plywood here meant to help build the facility. The community's fire chief says he believes it was caused by children playing with a lighter. He says the daycare was something parents were looking forward to, and it's something the community needs badly.
Very bad, because there's nothing here for 15 years. Parents are looking forward to get daycare, but I guess it's not happening for another couple of years.
Kunu says Arctic Bay's fire department is investigating the incident along with the RCMP. And a fire in Rankin Inlet's dump is finally out after almost 2 weeks. The fire started on July 4th and was put out the same day. By the next day, it had reignited. The Hamlet Fire Department, Agnico Eagle Mines, and Inukshuk Construction worked together to finally put it out on Thursday.
Officially, I would say that the fire is out, or as out as it's going to be, because with this particular dump and with most dumps, they are burning deep inside pretty much constantly.
Wyatt says seawater and over 400 loads of sand were used to extinguish the flames. Imagine cycling down the highway and suddenly a wolf appears and it won't go away. That's what happened to a cyclist from the UK. He was riding through the Yukon as part of a cross-Canada journey. As George Moratis tells us, the incident left him with a memory he won't soon forget.
It was on this stretch of highway in the Yukon that something unusual caught David Ward's eye.
About 80 yards ahead of me, and came out of the other side of the road, came out of the brush, was a large wolf.
Ward knew animal encounters were possible during his Canadian adventure. He just wasn't expecting the first one to be a wolf.
So what I did was, my bike was fully loaded with panniers to get me across the other side, and I was basically standing on the pedals to make myself as large as possible. I got quite a loud whistle, so I started engaging with that and, started making a few noises, and it seemed to have the effect. It looked at me and then ran. I didn't think what was about to happen would happen. I just thought he was just going to run off into the backcountry.
The wolf did not retreat. It returned. That's when Ward says the animal charged at him, and when he took out his bear spray and fired.
It then got up and went into the side of the road and was basically wiping its head in the grass, and was like, it kept looking where I was, as if to say, hang on, I'll be back for you in a minute. And you can hear me still shouting to say, get out of it, words to that effect. Just that feeling of vulnerability, that immediacy of just feeling incredibly vulnerable, because it just went straight for me, and we don't see things like that in the UK.
CBC News showed Ward's video to Dean McLean. He's a Yukon conservation officer who specializes in human-wildlife conflicts.
Each situation's unique, but for sure, if an animal like a wolf is approaching you, whether it's curious or whatever, that should be a cause for you to raise your caution level, not lower it. you should assume there's probably something not quite right.
McLean says in this situation, Ward did the right thing, and having bear spray at the ready was key.
For sure, bear spray is not only effective on bears. And yeah, anytime you're out recreating in the wilderness in the Yukon, whether it's a cyclist trip like this, obviously you could have negative wildlife encounters. It's rare, but it could happen. So having bear spray is a way of being prepared. It certainly can and did work on this wolf.
As for why the wolf approached Ward in the first place?
In this case, maybe this wolf has spent a lot of time along the highway. It's probably, there's a lot of roadkill, so maybe it's getting a food source there, spending time, and it's just gotten familiar with and comfortable with people's vehicles. Maybe people stop, roll down the window, talk to it or whatever, and it gets more comfortable with that.
McLean says it's important to never feed wildlife. And if you have a conflict with an animal, report it to the Department of Environment's tip line. As for Ward, he's now in the prairies, continuing his journey. George Moratis, CBC News, Whitehorse.
An increase in bear sightings around Inuvik NWT has some residents on edge. Wildlife officers say the number of bears in the area is high, but it's slowly dropping. Signs are posted all around town warning about the bears. A Facebook group called Inuvik Bear Watch shares sightings and warnings. It has 880 members. Bears are often seen at the town's dump. An electric fence was installed around it last year and turned on this summer.
A little bit of an uptick. We've shot 16 bears as of today. I don't have the number right offhand what we shot last year, but this year's a little bit more.
The NWT Department of Environment and Climate Change told CBC there were 39 bears spotted last year at the dump. ECC's officials say bear sightings will decrease as the weeks go on. It's asking residents to report any sightings. The Inuvik Food Bank has officially opened under new management. It originally opened in 2005 and was run by a volunteer board. The Inuvik Native Band took over the food bank last September. Since then, it's done 15 distributions to the community. Food Banks Canada and local leadership celebrated its grand opening on Thursday. Hampers were given out to elders and youth.
We are doing our elders distribution and an after the bell snack bag that we apply for funding with through Food Banks Canada. So we're offering twice during the summer. We will be giving out the snack bags to keep the kids keep providing for them during the summer while they're off school.
Those interested in the food bank hamper service can contact the Inuvik Native Band. People across the Northwest Territories are paying tribute today to Patrick Scott. Scott was a longtime Northerner who covered the Berger inquiry, negotiated land claims, and opened a cafe in downtown Yellowknife. He died on Wednesday. Leaders in the NWT have been sharing stories about Scott, including here on Northbeat. Last night, we heard from Dene National Chief George McKenzie, who is Scott's brother-in-law. Tonight, we hear again from McKenzie, but this time in Cleachon. Here is Dene National Chief George McKenzie speaking about his late brother-in-law, Patrick Scott.
And say Pat Scott si gung we lesi working the lead. Donut sagong we le height kahunde Pat Scott was a DC. Quite in a hole. Go ye on these zone. Azun gonia landa, gokia landa, azun to the zonia landa, Mackenzie Valley Pipeline, donia landa, azun small community, the diazon do not de good hiking. Then you good hiking is that do the zona de zone. Untes. That cause quit in a said the happy ya holy za. Said the happy ya at a carny holy gita. I easy one not hunde. Has caused this good times aho. Again, Galan got in happy lani, got in honey, got in a set hagon unit twinly. And don't take a zone. Only was it in doing a zone. Honey, no set hagon unit. I will not hunde. The pets got the DC. Tui wicked, and I say, yeah, what do you listen? And you said, there be ya, all on the whole. Lazy, some more, KD, happy ya, kita kindly ho. So lazy, some more KD, is a good day, how something I can go KD, go she, when they were button lazy, you the cards and say, listen, happy ya, the deal. As on did they go KD, is on set out on happy ya, only a toilet. 一种对东拍子高兴我来同款的，一些还想的混混的，但是这边也是我东我为了和他我地上的安尼好，我到你活的让他，还是搞这地上他那些我打算的那些我打算的呢，我那是我的，你还比也是一大红心，他我你那些是你的红，那是他给家地那种。但你给再大的，讲你是那个在家地，还比也行，他给挑给送的嘞，你他给挑你东西的嘞，你的家里我的大的苦，我的是卡通也给你送，那等于我他给你照顾的，还比也问你的错，问你想是你的红，问你错是你我快送的那种，的快高或大，也还比也是我那天爱心红的。一个说呢，个钱呢开工的，嘛三万亩，真是他万亩，也就是，比也是钱嘛三万亩给他种的，你先给我来囤的，还是还给那边是个Apple是，比也我那个囤的呢，我给这种，一个比也是的，是钱是他万亩，Mary 也可以的，医生。比也一个单的，那个地给种上呢，什么是他，我么是那开发厅，那他我让那个出来的，我动物的，我动物的现在的那些信息我从那开也给你送，我让到居民馆的那些，他都没在地的，喊你一拉红，居民关心我为的，他们当中他我是苦为的，是安慰的。他是想要看我在那，我在店子，我在哈通，喊你好，啥打你个鞋打是个鞋打，我是我快进利息，个好打，个咋地，我听那些是打中的，我个鞋那个难我，那还没也是，你的你我总还行的，they can see, they create God what does on you.
That was Standing National Chief George McKenzie speaking about his late brother-in-law, Patrick Scott, in Cleachel. That is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. We leave you with video from last night's Float on the Rocks concert in Yellowknife. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.